from Chicago and the Philippines. A comprehensive review of the week's special community events, featuring many exciting personalities, handled by the most professional Chicago Philippine Reports TV staff.
Hundreds of workers and members of the Filipino-Chinese community lined up to get jabbed with the Sinovac vaccine. This is part of the 500,000 doses ordered by the private sector, intended for workers like Virgilio, who came with office mates in the vaccination center in Parañaque City.
Sabi kasi ng boss namin, dapat daw kami ng mga trabador magpabaksin. Kasi ito po yung protocol sa amin eh.
Worker Amy was even with her bosses as she waits for her turn in the vaccination queue.
Magiging katulad namin po frontliner kami sa sa mga essentials. Kailangan po talaga namin to kasi para maging na rin po, maging immune yung namin katawan.
Former Ambassador Francis Chua says it is possible that the Filipino-Chinese group will order more of the Sinovac vaccines.
As far as we are concerned, kung sakali po sinabi ng gobyerno that the booster shot is necessary, we are willing to import more. No? So depende po sa decision ng gobyerno.
Meanwhile, to vaccinate more workers, Presidential Advisor for Entrepreneurship Joey Concepcion says all the 1.17 million doses of AstraZeneca vaccines coming this month will be given as first dose.
We were given that. Now, we don't need to use the second dose right away because it will take us 8 weeks. So what we've done is we are sharing that with the second batch of people that ordered and the LGUs, so that they can now join us in vaccinating their own people by July. And then when their doses arrive in August, then we take it back.
Concepcion says once the Delta variant of the virus spreads, it will be a grim Christmas for Filipinos. That's why Concepcion suggests not to allow entry of foreign tourists until a big portion of the population is inoculated.
If the Delta variant is able to penetrate the Philippines, then that 50%, according to OCTA, can move up to 60%. In other words, we might need more people vaccinated to create a thicker defense, so that less people will get infected. So what we see today in Indonesia is one example, Australia, some parts in Europe, and a little bit in America. You're seeing a little bit of that happening in America. But America, they're way above 50%, and they're using all, Pfizer and Moderna vaccines, which are they have very high level of efficacy against the Delta variant. Whereas in the Philippines, we are using AstraZeneca and Moderna and Pfizer. These three brands have one of the strongest efficacy clearly against the Delta variant.
Private entities that have imported Moderna vaccines have also started vaccination last Monday.
Via Times, vital news, vibrant views for the Filipino-Asian communities in Chicago. Via Times for your most interesting and exciting reading and your party coverages. Via Times has very interesting columnists. You name it, Via Times has it. Law, Filipino news, dentistry, immigration, humor, serious opinions, health, beauty, mysticism, Bata Corner, showbiz, and intelligently written editorials. Call Via Times at 773-866-0811.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of the show today. I have a very interesting guest. He is the senior pastor of the Faith Family Worship Center, and he's also a writer. He has a column, so he is a columnist in Via Times News Magazine. Okay, let's help me welcome Senior Pastor Edward Cortez. Hi, Pastor. It's nice to having you here on our show for the first time, and you're still a very young person to be a senior pastor of a very prestigious church. Welcome to our show.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Veronica. This is really a pleasure for me to be able to share something about the church. And
Okay.
I'd like to thank you for this opportunity. Of course, I'd like to greet all of our viewers a happy Independence weekend. So I just wanna greet everybody today. Thank
Yeah,
you.
July 4th. Yeah, tomorrow is July 4th. All
Yes.
right. This recording, the recording for the whole week. All right. Pastor Cortez, I have been familiar with your church because since Viatime started, the church has been in our paper already under Pastor Agnaraynay.
Yeah.
And I know it is older than Viatimes. When was it founded?
Well, it was founded way back in on December 7th, 1987. And we are actually going on our 34th year already. We celebrated our 33rd anniversary just about 6 months ago, December. And so we're going on our 34th year by the grace of God. And praise God, was really, yes, it was started by Dr. Archie Agnarangay and Sister Lolet, together with a group of other medical professionals. And by God's grace, the church has grown and continue to exist.
And it's still
To
in the same old place, right?
Yes, yes, it's still in the same old place in 6535 West Barry Avenue, and we've been there ever since.
How are Pastor Agnaraynay and Lolet doing this day?
Oh, thank you for asking. They're doing wonderful. Praise God. I was just with them last Thursday evening. We had a dinner fellowship together with some birthday celebrants in the church. They're doing well, and they're still going, and they're still, they're still sharing the word of God and encouraging
All
the people of
right.
God. So we are so blessed by their lives and by their ministry.
Nice to hear that. Okay, Pastor, can you please tell our viewing audience about the Faith Family Worship Center so we can, they would know what it's all about
Okay.
and what kind of church that is.
Yes. Yes. Well, thank you, Veronica. Thank you for asking that question. Yes, we are a non-denominational church, and predominantly we are a Filipino American church. But what we do have other ethnic groups, other races that come and fellowship with us, members of the church actually, and they are also officers of the church. So we are a multi ethnic, racial congregation, and we welcome everybody. Um, our mission is basically to bring people to the saving knowledge of the Lord Jesus Christ. We want people to know that they can have a relationship with God through His Son Jesus Christ, and God is a loving God. The Bible says in John 3:16, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, so that whosoever believes in Him will not perish but have an everlasting life." So that's the message that we carry with us over the years, that there is hope, that people can be restored, and that they can find freedom. And we're celebrating Independence Day weekend this weekend, but there is a greater freedom that people can have, and that is freedom from their broken lives from sin, because Jesus provided a way for that via the cross. And so we're here in the community to spread the love of God, to bring a message of hope and salvation to the people. And we have different ministries in the church that people can be a part of. If you want to serve with your talents and giftedness and natural abilities, come to church. We have a vibrant youth group, a children's ministry, a men's and women's ministries as well, the praise and worship ministry, prayer ministry. So we have different kinds of ministries where people can be a part of. and be a blessing to the community and to the church. We also have like different Bible study groups throughout the week. We have the Keepers of Faith. They meet every Thursday evening. We do have the Anchor of Faith, the Refuge of Faith, the Women of Faith, the Men of Faith, the Faith Squad. We also have the Crew. They call themselves the Crew, CREW, Christian, ready and equipped and willing to serve in the kingdom of God. So we have these different various groups. We have the School of Theology and Prophecy that's being led by my dad. That's every Sunday evening through Zoom. And also in Sunday afternoon, we have the Lovers of the Word. And so basically we do have a place for everybody. Let me just put it that way. We have a place for everybody where you can feel welcome, where you can belong, and where we can minister to you body, soul, and spirit. And so we'd like to welcome everybody to our church.
Well, that's quite interesting about your missions, and to hear that you have different kinds of projects for the community or for the church goers, and that really keeps your hands full. Your
Thank you.
son's a very young pastor, and you mentioned about your father getting involved. Is he also a pastor?
Yes, yes. My dad is 87 years old.
Wow.
And yeah, he still is a pastor because he still ministers to a group of individuals through his Bible study group every Sunday. He's turning 88 this year, so God has been really gracious to him, and we thank God for his life and for his ministry.
That's very interesting to know. Son and father in the same project, church project
Yes, thank God.
for the church goers or for the community.
Yes.
Okay, Pastor, when did you start your pastorship?
Well, before I assumed the role as the pastor of Faith Family Worship Center, I was with Living Word Christian Church in Zion, Illinois. That is in the northeast part of Illinois, close to Wisconsin border. And I was with Pastor Edwin Gaggy. I served as an associate pastor under him for over 10 years. And I was in the Navy at that time. I was active duty. I was serving in the Navy, and I retired in 2012 by the grace of God after serving over 20 years, and then decided to go into full-time ministry. So I've always been a part of a church, a ministry, even in the different places where we were stationed as a Navy family, San Diego, in Washington State, in Hawaii. We've always been a part of a ministry of a church, and wherever there are opportunities for us to serve, we would serve. My wife is the worship director in the church. She's a nurse, also full-time nurse. She works at the VA in North Chicago, which is now known as the Captain James Lovell Federal Healthcare Center. But she's also actively involved in the ministry of the church as the worship director, and she leads in the worship. And our children, we have 4 children, the eldest of which is our only daughter. She is a junior, incoming junior in college in Olivet University, Nazarene University. And I have one son who will be a senior in high school. And then we have our twin boys, Joshua and Caleb.
Really?
Yes, they just graduated from middle school, and they are incoming freshmen in high school. So yes, we'll have our hands, we always have our hands full, even in the family. But thank God, because God has given us this opportunity to serve. We are, in the real sense, we are God's servants, and we just want to serve in whatever capacity we find ourselves in, and we thank God for that.
Well, hearing from you reminds me of the motto, the family that prays together stays together.
Yes, yes, that's true. Yes.
Really.
Amen.
And what non-profit organizations does the church support?
Oh, thank you. Thank you that you've asked us that question. We do support over the years. We've been supporting different kinds of nonprofit organizations. Examples are the Feed My Starving Children. We just had a volunteer service day last weekend, last Saturday, and over 50 members of the church went to this place in Libertyville, Feed My Starving Children, and we just did packaging, preparing this food packages to be sent in different needy countries of the world. And so we've been a strong supporter of Feed My Starving Children, as well as Samaritan's Purse. Every year, for I think it's 15 years and counting, every Christmas time, we engage in what we call Operation Christmas Child. And what we do is we collect shoe boxes filled with different kinds of gifts like toys and toiletries and educational materials. We fill these boxes, these Christmas shoe boxes, and then we sent them through Samaritan Spurs in different parts of the world for children that are in the remotest places of the world, so that we can bring smiles uh, to their faces and and joy in their hearts. Because it's different when it's something when kids open Christmas gifts. And we do this every year. Sister Jenny Agnaraingay, the daughter-in-law of Pastor Archie, has been spearheading this for over 15 years. Last Christmas time, last year, even in the time of pandemic, we were able to break all of our records, and we were able to send, like, I think it was 600, 700 boxes, shoe boxes. And this was generated by the church members, the men and the women of the church, families in the church. We joined hands together and came up with this boxes, shoe boxes that we sent through Operation Christmas Child. We also are active with in supporting of these organizations, nonprofit organizations that battle and fight human trafficking, because human trafficking is big, even in this country, in the United States, and all over the world, especially in Asia. Um, Destiny Rescue, if you want to look that up, destinyrescue.org, as well as World Hope International. They are in the forefront of fighting human trafficking all over the world. And we really wanted to support this organization because they're doing such a great job helping out so many children and women that have been victimized by human trafficking, especially in Asia. And we are engaged with them as well. And also, of course, we have missionaries that we support all over the world through Agape World Mission, as well as Advancing Native Missions. And we do have missionaries in different countries in Asia, Laos, Cambodia. Even there's an orphanage that we are supporting that reaches beyond their borders into North Korea, and that is really something that we love doing because we are engaged in helping these indigenous missionaries, local missionaries in many countries of Asia. So these are things that we are doing as a church, and we would like to contribute to solving a lot of problems in the world. And God has been so faithful. God has blessed the church, and we want to share our blessings to the community and to all of these nonprofit organizations that do such a fantastic work fighting world hunger and human trafficking and all of that.
Wow, Pastor, that's very impressive. Long
Thank
list
you.
of nonprofit organizations that your church, the Faith Family Worship Center, supports. And I really admire what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
And congratulations. Also, before we sign off, I would like to introduce you to the community as one of the Via Times writers. Yeah, I mentioned that before, our columnist, and also Pastor Cortez will be starting his own segment every end of the every last Sunday of the month, right, Pastor? We're doing
Yes, yes,
for
yes,
this month,
yes.
and you should expect his message, or if something a short preach for us, important message that he can deliver to our viewing public. Thank you so much, Pastor. One last word.
Well, thank you so much, Veronica, and to Via Times and this television program. Thank you for allowing me to come in and just share something about the church. We love your magazine because it's very informative, and we chose to support you because you're doing such a great job for the community, for the Asian American population, as well as the other ethnic groups as well. So thank you so much, Veronica, and to all of our viewers. We welcome you to our church. Please come and visit us, 10:45 a.m. every Sunday. You are more than welcome to come and join us and experience worship with us. Thank you so much, Veronica. Yeah.
Looking forward to visit your church one of these days. And thank you so much. Maraming salamat sa inyong
Salamat po.
pagdating.
Salamat po na marami. God bless you. God bless you.
Same to you, Pastor. And till next time. Till the end, the last Sunday of the month.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So you'll be alone.
Yes. Thank you. And happy Independence Weekend to everybody, to your staff, and to everybody there in your TV program.
Okay. Same to you and to your staff too. Bye.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of the show. Today, my special guest is none other than the author of Hijack. And he will be talking to us about Hijack. I think this is his latest book about Dr. Martin Luther King. And it sounds very interesting, even from the title. Welcome to our show, Mr. Clarence Washington Sr.
Thank you.
Author of Hijack. Okay, can you please tell our viewing audience about Hijack? First thing, it is such a very attention-catching title. I like it.
Well, Hijack is about the reason why after 57 years, after Dr. Martin Luther King gave us the goals that must be achieved and the methods that must be used to achieve those goals to fix what is wrong with America, that we are still struggling with the inequalities that many people in America face. And so I dissected Dr. King's dream, which is supported by many of his other books and sermons and orations. And I broke it down into 4 goals that must be achieved and 3 methods that must be used to achieve those goals to fix what's wrong with America. And so, but also in the process of doing that, I did some apology on the fact that Dr. Martin Luther King, he believed in nonviolent resistance to the day that he took his last breath, because there are many people that have said that he became radicalized and he stopped believing in his nonviolent resistance so they could replace their methods for solving what's wrong with the methods with what's wrong with America with their own.
Oh, Mr. Washington, you were saying that you have 4 volumes of hijack, or is the other book titled "The Dream" is the first volume? Which one?
Yes, that's the first one is The Dream. Yes, and that's what I just described. And then the second book is the hijack. The third book is The Nightmare, and the fourth volume is The Recovery.
What is the purpose in writing the book?
Well, the purpose, the reason why I wrote the book was because there seems to be. At first, I thought that maybe people don't really understand that what they are doing is not according to the principles that Dr. Martin Luther King delineated. But then I realized that the real reason was that people have failed to admit that they're not following those principles. And so I wrote the book to clarify exactly what the principles were, exactly what methods that he had described that need to be used. So there's absolutely no doubt about what we should be doing to fix what's wrong with America. And then, me being from Chicago, I was born and raised in Chicago, went to school in Chicago, graduated from Chicago, came straight out of school to my present location. And so after seeing all of the black on black crime and the many other things that are going on in Chicago, it was a very sensitive nature to me because I still have many family members and friends that still live in Chicago.
Who is your target audience in writing this book? Is there a particular audience you want to reach?
Well, all Americans are affected by what's going on in America, even though there are some people that are being more greatly affected by the nightmare that we're now experiencing, but we're all in this together. As Dr. Martin Luther King said, that we may have came here on different boats, but we're all in the same, on different ships, but we're all in the same boat. So we're all affected by that. So it's really all Americans, but there's a particular emphasis on the Christian church, because in order to fix what's wrong with America, in order to follow Dr. Martin Luther King's methods, to strive to achieve his goals and to follow his methods, the church is going to have to lead our nation in a revival. So there's a particular emphasis on the church, a particular message to the church, a particular interest, a particular message to the Black church, if you will, because I believe that Black people in America, because of slavery and Jim Crow, that we are indeed the conscience of America, and we have a platform that commands to be heard that's greater than anybody else. And so on the one hand, all Americans are my target audience, or target audience. On the other hand, the Christian church in particular has a special role to play. And then more specific than that, the Black church, Black Christians, Black people in general have a very special calling, a very, very purpose in fixing what's wrong with America.
So do you particularly want to get the attention of the Black pastors and Black Christians in this book?
For sure, yes, I do. But I want it to be something that all Americans see as having a dog in the fight, because we are all Americans. We are all in this thing together. What happens to America is going to affect all of us. But yes, it is definitely a specific message to Black Christians, Black pastors, because whatever is needs to be fixed with America, whatever is wrong with America, Black pastors have to take that responsibility. If be it politicians that are corrupt, whatever the problem is, it's the pulpit's fault, because our messages are powerful and effective in bringing about change.
Why not the non-Black religious people?
They are also, and what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that it's not all Christian people. What I'm saying is, I think that Black pastors have to take the lead role in bringing about racial reconciliation within the church, because until there's racial reconciliation within the church, then the church is not qualified to try and lead the rest of the people of the nation into racial reconciliation with the church. Sunday mornings are probably the most segregated time in America, because everybody goes to their own church. White people go to their church, Black people go to their church, Chinese Christians go to their church. And so we have to get together within the church before we can try and have a revival where there's racial reconciliation throughout America.
Is this your first attempt in writing a book?
No, it's not. I've written another book that's entitled Tools for Effective Prayer, The Mechanics, Dynamics, and Contents of Prayer. I've also written another book entitled Victory Every Day in Every Way, Kingdom Living According to Nehemiah the Governor. Both of those books are 400 plus pages. And so those are the two previous books that I wrote.
Why is it important to get the first volume of the book before reading the other volumes? The first volume is The Dream, right?
Yes.
It's important.
Yeah, it's important because the first volume really sets the groundwork or the foundation for the other volumes. You really need to know what the dream methods are, what the dream goals are, and to know how some people are trying to say that Dr. Martin Luther King did not believe in the nonviolence resistance principles at the end of his life. And so you need all of these things to set the groundwork or as a foundation for reading The Hijack, which tells about all the various ways that his dream has been hijacked or derailed, and also to understand how those things have caused the nightmare, and also what all Americans must do to recover from the nightmare.
So are you planning right now to write a sequel to this book?
I think it's going to depend on what kind of response this gets. If this goes viral, I don't think I may not need to write another sequel. However, it's going to depend on how things go in America.
Okay, Mr. Washington. Okay, before we sign off from this interview, would you like to touch on other topics that you want to emphasize in this interview regarding your Hijack book?
Well, I'd like to say that if people want more information, they can go to www.clarencewashingtonauthor.com, and I have all of the books are described on that website, my author website. They can also go to toolsforeffectiveprayer.com. They can also go to Amazon Author Central, all those websites, and receive information about me, and also about about all the volumes of Hijack, as well as the other books that I've written.
Great, terrific. Mr. Washington, I thank you for gracing our show today, being my interview guest, and also I wish you good luck for the success of your Hijack book. And you are welcome if you're going to be writing another sequel to appear on our show again. And thank you so much. Maraming salamat. That's our thank you in our language.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Ako po si Veronica. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
Joe's heart belongs to the shy, underserved, and underserved people. He does not discriminate whether a person is poor or uneducated versus the rich and educated. They're all his friends if he wants to. He's a practitioner of equality and fairness if he likes you. Joe as Mr. GQ. He loves wearing barong Tagalog for special events. He loves wearing business suits on many occasions. He dreams to own an exclusive designer suit worn by Trump, and he even knows the designer's names. He tells me that he would like to see me always wearing a St. John suit like what I'm wearing now. His favorite. With a designer purse when I ride his Jaguar. LOL. I think it was really funny with that. Joe's passion, known to many people as Pepper Joe. He loves growing peppers, hot peppers, every summer, and loves giving away the peppers and the pepper plants. About Joe's undying love for me, Riz Villaseñor, listen to this. He loves to say, effing the whole world. As long as I have you by my side, I am the happiest man in the world. Thank you so much. That's my Joe overall. And he's a simple man, and he loves me so much. Thank you. I will miss you, darling. I will miss you, Irok. I'm telling you, I don't know how to go on. Thank you so much. Joe loves all of you. He's a guy of so much love. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Love all of you.
Did you see all, do you see all of them, Veronica? They're still here. So on that note, again, I'd like to thank, special thanks to the Via Times, Cprtv staff and volunteers. You know who you are. Special thanks, super special thanks to Eddie Sandayo for being here, despite his own tragedy. Jovi, thanks for flying in. Stay safe in Arizona also.
Special thanks to you. You really did such a wonderful job, Gertie.
Thanks.
I don't know, with me being sick, how could I have done it?
Nobody could have done it alone.
Thank you to Barry, my son, who took care of me the whole.
Thank you, James, Baron,
the whole
JP.
week. To
Thank you,
James.
everyone.
Yeah, to all of you.
Here's John. All the good friends who are here. You're all very dear to Veronica and Joe. We could not have done it without all of you here tonight. And even without the people who are here earlier, it wouldn't have happened this way. It turned out to be really beautiful despite COVID. And for that, we thank all of you. And I think it's time to say goodnight. We only have until 8 o'clock. So thank you to Cumberland Chapel. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Thank you. Good night, Veronica. It's time to rest. Beautiful eulogy, by the way. Beautiful.
Hi.
We love you, Tita V. All right. If you ever need anything, we're here for you.
Much.
Okay.
I think what she said about Joe is the same with you, Papi, except for the bath.
We're gonna miss you. We love you, Tita Joe. We want to say rest in peace.
Rest in peace, and don't take us in a hurry, okay? We and Veronica, we want her around for a long time.
And nothing now?
Yeah, we're done. We're up 8 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
would like to welcome all of you to Baladna Jewelry. We have a very big selection of 21 karat gold jewelry imported from the Middle East, from Dubai, Saudi, and Bahrain. And we have a very big selection of diamond. We offer free financing for 6 months, and we have a layaway system which you can leave your stuff for 3 months. We repair gold and we buy old gold. Welcome to Baladna Jewelry.
Salamat po.
Good afternoon. This is Bridget Carino Quetter bringing you this week's local news from our community. The land of Lincoln remains one of the 4 most restrictive states in the nation on residents' ability to buy and use fireworks this Independence Day. Along with Vermont and Ohio, Illinois bans the use or purchase of fireworks other than novelty items such as sparklers, small noisemakers, and smoke bombs. Massachusetts bans fireworks completely. Illinois' Pyrotechnic Use Act makes the possession, transportation, or use of illegal fireworks a Class A misdemeanor, punishable by fines up to $2,500 a year in prison. Carrying fireworks across state lines is also a federal offense. Most fireworks have been illegal in Illinois since 1942, when State Rep. William G. Thon, R. Chicago, first drafted the bill. Since then, state residents who disagreed with the law have taken their business and tax dollars across state lines, with everyday Illinoisans risking fines and confinement to celebrate independence. Illinoisans flock to neighboring Midwest states to stock up for Independence Day celebrations, costing the states jobs and tax revenue. Indiana brings in $2.5 million each year in tax revenue by imposing a 5% tax on pyrotechnics, atop the sales taxes, and a $276 retailer fee, according to the Tax Foundation. Amidst the worst pandemic in a century, the Pritzker administration announced increased rates of pay for eligible in-home care providers, made possible by funding from Governor Pritzker's FY21 and 22 budgets. This $54 million investment will strengthen the social safety net in the state. The Illinois Department of Aging, IDOA, and Department of Human Services, DHS, will issue a bonus payment for services rendered by eligible providers between January 1st and March 31st, 2021, to make up for the rate increase that was frozen until April 1st. Providers will receive an additional rate increase on January 1st, 2022, paving the way for employees to receive a minimum wage of $15 an hour. One of the best ways we can recognize the workers who support our most vulnerable residents is by ensuring they can support themselves and their families, said Governor J.B. Pritzker. I'm proud to deliver additional compensation, including retroactive pay for the early months of 2021, to the providers who bravely did their jobs as physical and mental caretakers during the pandemic. A strong social safety net begets a strong state. And Illinois is investing in the people who make in-home care for our seniors possible. The Adler Planetarium is reopening its doors July 3rd, offering a selection of popular and award-winning sky shows under its iconic dome on Saturdays and Sundays in July and August. Imagine the Moon and Skywatch Live will each play twice daily in its state-of-the-art Granger Sky Theater. As a special thank you to the community who has continued to support the planetarium, their first 3 weekends will be free to Illinois residents with proof of residency on Saturdays and Sundays in July and August. The Adler's newest sky show explores how the moon has inspired human creativity, learning, and exploration ever since we have looked to the sky. Each discovery has brought new opportunities to contemplate and imagine, until, driven by dreams, we left Earth and we went there in the amazing journeys that culminated in astronauts walking on the moon. People have imagined the moon as a glowing disk in the sky, a destination in space, and a world that shares its origin with the earth. The power of human imagination continues to inspire our relationship with the moon as our partner in space and our companion in our sky. Here are the ranks for Chicago as the number 2 best barbecue city in America. Its number of top-rated barbecue restaurants is in 4th place. Number of top-rated smokehouses is in 11th place. NBBQA Excellence Award winners in sauce, rub, and/or food categories in the past 5 years is 1st place. And in number of barbecue festivals, it's in 4th place. With 4th of July around the corner and our month's watering, LawnStarter compared 199 of the biggest U.S. cities based on 14 key markers of a true barbecue city for serious fans. Among the factors looked at, the number of national award-winning barbecue restaurants and chefs, whether the city has hosted at least one master-level competition blessed by KCBS, the number of barbecue festivals, and, of course, fan ratings. The Department of Emergency Management and Regional Security, as well as Animal and Rabies Control, shares tips to help residents keep pets safe during emergency situations. As Pet Preparedness Month comes to a close, the Cook County Department of Emergency Management and Regional Security, EMRS, as well as the county's Department of Animal and Rabies Control, ARC, are sharing tips and information on ways to keep pets safe and help residents prepare for emergencies. Don't wait until it's too late to prepare for an emergency, said William Barnes, Executive Director of EMRS. Take action now to ensure your pets have all the necessary items needed to remain comfortable and safe if you must evacuate your home. That's all for today. Thank you for watching our news this week. This is Bridget. See you next time.
Hi. Welcome to Seeing with Dr. C. I'm Dr. Harold C. with the Chicago Eye Institute, located here at 5086 North Elston Avenue. Last month, we discussed cataracts and cataract surgery. This month, we wanted to discuss and answer any questions you may have in regards to surgery. Now, as a review, a cataract simply is a cloudiness of the lens that's inside the eye. Our goal is to safely go inside the eye to break up the lens and replace it with a clear lens. Now, how, you may ask, do we accomplish this? Well, we can do this one of 2 different ways. The first way is the traditional method, which is by hand. I enter the eye with a small blade in order to break up the cataract. The second way is the more state-of-the-art way, and the more modern way, and that's with the assistance of a laser. With a laser, we're able to enter the eye blade-free. Blade-free cataract surgery allows us to enter the eye not only blade-free, but it also allows us to break up the cataract blade-free, offering more stability and safety to the surgery. In addition, blade-free laser-assisted cataract surgery also allows us to correct for any astigmatism in which you may have. Astigmatism is measurements of the curvature of the eye. The more oval-shaped the eye is, the more astigmatism you have, and the more blurred the vision will be even after we remove your lens and replace it with a clear lens. So that with the laser and decrease the astigmatism, your vision can be that much sharper. So after surgery, distance, you may not require any glasses. Now for up close, all you may need are over-the-counter reading glasses. While we do have lenses that we can use inside the eyes, which do offer the freedom for using glasses for both distance and for up close, there's only a select few of patients who may qualify for these lenses. Another question may be, will I be awake for the surgery? Well, this surgery occurs within a period of about 15 to 20 minutes, sometimes even sooner. So it actually is riskier to put patients under general anesthesia. For this type of surgery, you'll either have IV sedation or simply some Valium. And so while you are awake for surgery, we make sure that you're nice and well relaxed. Another question may be, will I need repeat surgery after this first one? And the answer to that is no. The lenses that we put in your eyes are good for a lifetime. What may occur, however, is that the area in which we put the lens, we call that the bag, that bag may become cloudy over time. That can occur months to years after cataract surgery and is very common. And if that does occur, then we simply do a simple laser, separate than the other laser we were previously discussing, to help to clean up that area behind the lens. That is an in-office procedure that takes no more than a minute or 2 minutes to do. Now, I know these are only just a few questions you may have in regards to cataract surgery, so feel free to reach out to us here at the Chicago Eye Institute. The number is 773-282-2000. And again, we're located at 5086 North Elston Avenue. I look forward to hearing from you, and have a good day.